Good morning, sir. Good morning, dearest friend. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to present this topic. Our presentation on British Library cyber attack, presented by me and my dearest friends Trisha, Orko, and Sithi. Now, here is the agenda. Introduction, background of the attack methodology, impact on the British Library, response and mitigation efforts, lesson learned and preventive measures, conclusion, reference. Here is the introduction. The British Library cyber attack refers to a major cyber incident that disrupted the library's online services, which was the first detected in late 2023, and it was confirmed to be a ransomware attack carried out by a cyber criminal group. Here is some key objectives of British cyber attack. What is financial extortion? So, financial extortion is the primary objective. Was likely to encrypt critical systems and demand ransom in exchange for description. Data theft and exploitation. Data theft and exploitation is the aim to steal sensitive information, including staff payroll, theft and fraud. Operational disruption. Operational disruption is the attack kept the British Library's online services, including its website. Reputation damage. Reputation damage is the targeting a damage. It's that which is targeting a high-profile institution like the British Library was intended to damage its reputation and demonstrating cyber capability. Demonstrating cyber capabilities is that by successfully attacking a major institution, the ransomware group could boost its credibility within the cyber criminal community. Here is the background attack of the British Library cyber attack. Basically, it is a world's most significant research and cultural institution fell victim to a ransomware attack in October 2023. Suspected to be a Rhysida claimed responsibility and allegedly leaked stolen employee and user data on the dark web, and it has impacted the library's website, catalog, and many things. And now it will be presented by my dearest friend Trisha. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rinku, for passing over it to me. So I am now concluding with the attack methodology. That's what kind of methods were being implemented for the attack to be performed. So the first one I want to include that the first impact was initial access. So now what is it? A hacker sitting in a dimly lit room typing on a laptop. So as we can see, the attack begins with the initial access. Threat actors exploit a vulnerable system, possibly through a phishing email stolen credentials, along with an unpatched software flaws, or an unpatched software illegally British Library case have been showcased, like attackers likely to gain entry through the exposed remote locations or services or the infrastructure through some of the vulnerable infrastructure and credentials. The second one is about the data exfiltration. A command line executing data transfer files being moved to an external server. Once inside, the attacker moves lateral elastic-skating to the privileges and identifying sensitive data. Using tools like Mimtikit for credential dumping and PowerShell scripting for automated transfers. They exfiltrate large volumes of employee and user data to external servers. The third point is about ransomware deployment. A warning message on a locked British Library computer screen, your file have been encrypted. With the data stolen, the attackers deploy ransomware malicious payloads, encrypt critical files, bringing operations to an halt. The British Library is now locked out of its own system with hackers demanding a ransomware and a decryption keys. The damage extends beyond finances, user trust is shaken, and recovery is very slow. So, as a closing scene, we can see that this attack highlights the involvement of cyber threat landscape, strong security measures, regular patching, zero trust frameworks, and employee awareness, and a crucial and inconsequential to preventing such breaches in future. The next slide is about impact on the British Library, what kind of impact it have created to the British environment or the British Library infiltration. So as we know that the major cyber attack was been conducted at the late 2023 in Indian session, as it hampered already the services, operations and various data and infrastructure of British Library was being toxicized. So as a first point, it was about the disruption to services. One of the most immediate effect of the attack was disruption as a key service. The library website went offline, making digital resources inaccessible. Phone lines and ticketing systems stopped functioning, affecting visitor access. And next is internal systems were compromised, delaying research and archiving activities. They had a major impact on students, researchers, and general public who had to rely and only have a support of British library collections. The second one is about the data breach and security risks. Like like the previous, the cyber attack led to a significant data breach, exposing around 600 GB of sensitive data, including employee and user personal information like emails, addresses, and payroll data, confidential internal documents related to the library operations, and a ransom demand of $60,000 from the attackers, which literally led to a huge attack involvement and which the library recently and reluctantly refused to pay. This stolen data was later leaked on the dark web, raising a serious privacy concerns. Financial and reputational damage, one of the main key points. The financial and reputational consequences were very severe, as the library faced recovery cost of $6 to $7 million, nearly 40% of its financial reserves. Public trust was impacted, a very brutal impact on public and common users. They were worried about their data security. And service delay really affected operation for months, frustrating both visitors and staffs as well. This incident underscored the high cost of cybersecurity failures in public institutions. The fourth point is about long-term cybersecurity measures. To prevent future attacks, the British Library implemented several cybersecurity measures. As upgrades IT infrastructure to strengthen security against ransom attacks, introduced multi-factor authentication (MFA) for staffs and users, regulating a security training for employees to recognize the phishing and malware threats or attacks, continued risk assessment to identify and fix vulnerabilities. These changes aim to ensure the library is better prepared for potential future threats and can be an immediate rescuer for those impacts. So the next slides are about how the impact has been resolved, how we can maintain the security features, and what prevention we can do. So I would like to hand over the rest of the slides to Sheila.
Good morning, sir, and good morning to all of my team members. I would like to thanks to Trisha for passing me the topics. I'm going to discuss response and mitigation efforts and mitigation and the recovery. In October 2023, the British Library experienced a significant cyber attack attributed to the ransomware group Rishida. This attack disrupted the library's website and online systems and services, including its digital catalog and rendering many collections inaccessible. Immediate response was taken by the British Library, which crisis management activation, collaboration with authorities, and communication efforts. Crisis management activation. Upon detecting the attack on October 28, 2023, the library promptly activated its crisis management protocols, convening gold and silver command teams to oversee strategic and operational responses. Communication efforts. With primary system compromised, updates were disseminated through social media and alternative channels to inform users and stakeholders about services disruption and recovery efforts. The next slide is mitigation and recovery. The British Library, like any large institution, would face significant challenges in the event of a cyber attack. Mitigation and recovery. Such an attack would require a comprehensive and strategical approach that focuses on several keys. Those are infrastructure overhaul, data security enhancement, and service restoration. Infrastructure overhaul. The attack resulted in severe damage to the library server infrastructure, necessitating a comprehensive rebuild. Recovery efforts were hindered by destruction of servers and the encryption of critical data, with cost estimate between 6 to 7 million. Data security enhancements. In response to the breach, the library initiated a rebuild and renew program aimed at transitioning from one-site technology to cloud-based solution, implementing multi-factor authentication and strengthening network monitoring to prevent future incidents. Service restoration. By January 15, 2024, the main online catalog was restored in a read-only format only, and allow user to search for items, though full functionalities remain limited. Thank you. And the remaining part will be discussed by my last team member, Orkodash.
Hello everyone. So this is Orkudas and I'm the last presenter of the group. Thank you, Shruti, for passing down this. So what are the lessons that we learned from the cyber attack? Is the library having the complex infrastructure vulnerabilities and the intricate and diverse technological environment comprising numerous legacy systems expanded the attack surface and complicated the recovery efforts. Now, the insufficient security measures are also a very much factor. The absence of MFA, that is multiple factor authentication for third party access, particularly on terminal services due to the pandemic, was identified as critical vulnerability. Another lesson that we have learned from the attack is delayed detection and response. The attack's sophistication, including the destruction of servers to hinder forensic analysis, highlighted the need for advanced threat detection and immediate response capabilities. Financial and operational impact is one of the last thing that we have learned is approximately underscoring the substantial financial repercussions of cyber incident. The attack necessitated the allocation of approximately 6 to 7 million pounds from the library's reserves for recovery. What are the preventive measures that were applied is first of all is obviously to implement multiple factor authentication so that we can enforce this at all access points, especially for third party vendors, so that it adds an essential layer of security. Next is regular security audits and penetration testing so that the the next potential attack can be detected previously, and the frequency and the security assessments can be used to identify and remediate vulnerabilities that is also present in the infrastructure. The legacy system modernization is another preventive measure that was implemented, that the upgrade or replacement of outdated systems to reduce complexity and enhance security postures uh, is done. The incident response planning, developing and routinely updating an incident response planning that included rapid containment, eradication, and recovery procedures to minimize damage during cyber events. Employee training and awareness to prepare or train employee according to the next big thing, that is the next big cyber attack that could happen, is another preventive measure that is implemented. Finally, what conclusion we can come to is in October 2023, the British Library experienced a significant ransomware attack perpetrated by the Rhysida group. This incident severely disrupted the library's operation, rendering its website, online services, digital catalog, everything inaccessible. Now, the attack was on a very big amount. It had a very big impact, and the demand of 20 bitcoins, that is approximately 6 million pounds at the time, the library chose not to comply. Consequently, the compromised data was leaked on the dark web, hindering the library's confidentiality and also somehow the integrity of the library. These are the sources that we have used for this presentation. Thank you and have a nice day.